I think for a man, it's worse because I've been cheated on.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so you think that
Why?
you think it's worse for a guy to find out that his girl is cheating than it is for a girl to find out that their guy is cheating?
Yes,
Why do you say that?
because for a man, it messes with your manhood.
Well, I think it messes with your womanhood too.
Yeah.
Catching cheaters and proud of it.
Ow, I'm sorry.
It's your home for War of the Roses on Mojo in the Morning.
Maddie, who do you think your husband is cheating with?
His boss.
And why is that?
He got this new boss less than a year ago, and she's been giving him special treatment. They go on all these business trips together and have this weird feeling. They're always talking.
And so you think that those business trips aren't necessarily business trips? You think that they are him fooling around with her?
I mean, there might be business, but it's like he jumps at any chance to go away with her.
Mm-hmm. And is this a newer thing? Like, did he not do this in the past?
No, Ever since this woman started working at their company and became his boss, he's just been different.
Do you ever get a chance to meet her or see how they are with each other?
No, but she calls a lot, and he will take the call in another room.
So is it like common for him to get calls from his boss at night?
Once in a blue, but his job is not like over demanding where you have to be answering your phone at 8 o'clock at night.
Mm-hmm.
Did he ever get calls with any previous bosses?
Not that I can remember.
Okay, we're going to call him up to see where he's going to send a dozen free roses. Is Maddie's husband cheating with his boss? We're going to hope he sends those flowers to you. Don't say anything.
Okay.
Where are we calling him? Are we calling him at work right now?
Yeah, work.
Hello?
Hi, I'm looking for Andrew, please.
Yeah, this is him.
Hey, Andrew, my name's Nicole, and I'm calling from a new internet floral company called rosesbloom.com. I'm calling with an offer for a free dozen long-stemmed red roses for you. If you can answer 2 quick survey questions for me. Do you have an extra 30 seconds or so?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Andrew, have you purchased flowers in the last 6 months?
No.
Okay, and the last question, do you plan on purchasing any sort of flower bouquets in the next 6 months?
No.
Okay, that's all I needed from you. And like I said, as a thank you for participating in that quick survey from rosesbloom.com, we're going to give you a dozen long-stemmed red roses, and these can go anywhere in the country. We're going to ship them out today, just so you know. I just need to get the name and the telephone number of the person that you'd want to send them to.
You want flowers? I can get some flowers. I sent them to. Yeah, what do I do?
So I just need the first and the last name of the person for starters.
Kim.
Okay, and before I get Kim's phone number from you, we can also include a little message on a card with the flowers. Did you want to write something on that? Or I can just sign your name as well.
Sure. Just say you have the most beautiful smile, the best eyes, and the best woman I've ever met in my entire life.
Okay. And I do have to let you know real quick, too, that this call is being recorded for quality and training purposes. Are you okay with that, Andrew?
Sure.
Andrew, I also need to let you know before we send the flowers off to you that while we've been talking to you, your wife, Maddie, has heard every single word that you just said. Andrew?
Who is this?
Andrew, this is the Mojo in the Morning Show, and we're on the radio right now with your wife.
Just for confirmation, that is his boss's name?
Yeah.
I mean, clearly she was sitting there in the room with him.
All right, hang on the phone for 1 second. We will be right back, and we will try to see if we can get your husband back on the phone.
This is the home of War of the Roses.
I absolutely love it.
Mojo in the morning.
Do you think that this ever happens a lot in relationships where your husband, or could be a wife in a case, has like a boss that your spouse is working really, really closely with, and you feel like there's sometimes too close of a relationship, especially when traveling is involved? Like if they're traveling out of town and they're always going out of town together? Or does your brain just kind of like run astray because you're going, oh my God, this thing's making me feel like these guys are cheating with each other?
But it runs astray because we've heard it so many times over. It actually happens.
Yeah, where there's infidelity in the office.
And it's not even just in the office. I think from this show we've learned, factories and
Right.
housewives.
That's true. Yeah. What's going on, Amanda?
Hi, I was just calling to see if anyone had noticed that he, after saying what he wanted the card to say before you told him, it was right when you told him that his wife was listening the whole time, he said F it.
Yeah. Well, I definitely knew it because we had to bleep it out, but here's what you heard. Your wife, Maddie, has heard every single word that you just said. Yeah. Listen back to, by the way, Amanda, I listened back to his conversation with the person that's there. It's obvious that she was there with him, so that she was.
He was asking if he liked flowers. He's just been waiting to get caught.
Yeah. Unfortunately, in this case, this is one of those things where if you're cheating with somebody that you work with in the office, that's your boss, and your spouse finds out about it, you've got two things that are bad in your life right now. You've got a relationship issue with your wife, and then you have a boss now that's openly been busted having an affair with a coworker. What's
But
up?
how mad do you get when you know that your significant other is probably up for the raise first?
Well, yeah, do you wait till they actually get the raise before you bust
I was
them?
going to say, if you're going to get divorced, you might as well get the raise first. You get more money.
Has anybody ever had that where they knew that their spouse was cheating with somebody in the office and they literally waited because they thought, hell, I'm going to get more into the
money.
divorce.
Yeah.
844 Mojo Live. Lisa, what's going on? It's Mojo in the morning. Where are the roses?
Good morning.
Good
I
morning.
just want to say, Maddie, I felt that gut punch.
Have you been cheated on?
Absolutely. I have been cheated on more than once.
And when you find out that they're cheating, and I don't know your situation if you're willing to share it with us, is it really it's the gut punch? It's the almost you can't catch your breath?
100%. 100%. I felt like I couldn't believe it, but you know in your gut that it's happening, and then when you find out that you're right, it takes your breath away.
And
you
Lisa,
just don't know what to do.
in your case, was it a boss or someone at work that was the
Yes.
other person? It was a boss?
Yeah. No, it was someone at work.
So a coworker?
Yeah.
And how did you find
A
out?
former a woman's intuition and checking text messages.
Yeah.
Was there ever a
And,
past of or a history of that before that would make you suspect that, or did you just know?
I would have voiced this guys if I know you were going to.
Oh, no, hold on. Oh,
You don't-
you want me to or no? I mean, I know it might be late, but I could.
Please.
Okay, all right. Go ahead.
All right, so yeah, there was a pattern of it, and the last one was his ex-wife that he had cheated on with, and
When and where was he doing it with his ex-wife that you didn't know?
well, he was allegedly he was at work, but he
Oh.
Did they work together?
they had worked together in the past. She had retired,
Wow.
Okay.
so she had moved on. But yeah,
So she had moved on from him in the relationship, but he still wanted her, and that's why he ended up going back to her.
well, it was all about the cookies,
All about-
allegedly.
Wow.
What a douchebag.
And, it's just a gut punch when you feel that. When you get that, when you realize you're right it's a gut punch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I can't stand is to be lied to. And finally, I gave him an ultimatum, and it's been good ever since. But you make your choices.
Wait, are you still together?
But, yeah.
You are?
Oh.
Wow.
And the ultimatum was what?
You either stop this behavior, or else I'm leaving you with nothing.
So does he still work there then?
Or does he still keep in contact with his ex-wife? Because you said she didn't work
No,
with him.
he doesn't.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, they don't work together anymore. She had retired, but he works someplace else now, and there's tight. I don't want to say there's tight reins, but there's definitely.
There's not a lot of.
Maddie, my words for you would be: once there's a trust issue, there's always going to be a trust issue.
Yeah. Last question.
And my circumstance.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say my circumstances are really different. I mean, I don't want to get into it just because I've already said too much with my name out there, and I don't know who's listening. But yeah, no.
Last question for you. You were saying that he went back to his ex-wife and former coworker because there was something that she was doing. Did you ever ask him what the heck it was? And is that something that I'm assuming it was something that was in the bedroom, cookies wise?
It was just the cookies.
So it was just the cookies.
Allegedly, I think he just wanted to feel young again and
desired
butt stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about that. Lisa, thank you so much for going on the air with us. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
All right, Mojo in the Morning, War of the Roses. David, what's up?
Nothing. When you asked her about cheating and was it a gut punch when she found out?
Yeah.
I was just thinking for a man it's worse because I've been cheated on.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so you think it's worse for a guy to find out that his girl is cheating than it is for a girl to find out that their guy is cheating?
Yes.
Why do you say that?
Because for a man, it messes with your manhood.
Well, I think it messes with your womanhood too.
Yeah.
I think for everybody.
Yeah, but men are more ego driven.
Yeah. Listen, I'm sure that yours was awful. And what was it? Was it who was she
Was it
cheating
a boss? Somebody at work?
Oh no, it was not a coworker. No.
Okay.
Yeah, I think listen, I appreciate your calling up because I know it definitely was a gut punch to you, but I think it's a gut punch to pretty much anybody that finds out that their spouse or significant is cheating. What's up, Jasmine?
Hi. So I was just listening. I feel like the biggest gut punch of it all is when you figure out the shock of how far someone will go to cheat, the lies. In my situation, I just not too long ago found out that my guy cheated on me with someone that I thought was his sister for a very long time. And
actually thought it was his sister, or you're saying sister as in friend?
So he told me it was his blood sister. They lived together.
What?
And she played the role as well. That's what the ultimate gut punch was. When I actually, I would call him and I'd be like, "What are you doing?" And he'd be like, "Playing cards with my sister," and she'd be in the background, "Hey, girl." Then come to find out, I was close with his cousin. I talked to his cousin one day, and his cousin was with his actual real sister. And she said that they had fallen out. She hadn't talked to him in years. And I was like, I was so shocked. So then when I called and confronted him, it just was immediate hang up. And then I heard her in the background, you might as well tell her the truth.
This is the wildest game of siblings are dating.
I don't think we've ever heard that in all the years of doing War of the Roses.
Jasmine.
Yeah.
Did you pull any hair?
I never got to see them in person, so I haven't seen, and he's completely disappeared at this point. He doesn't feel like he owes me an explanation. Well, the only slight explanations I heard is that, we were still early dating. He was losing his place, and he wanted to move together. I wasn't ready, and I guess he met the girl he worked with, and she allowed him to move with him.
And she acted like she was his sister. How weird is that?
Yeah, because he claimed I was the love of his life, and he didn't want to lose me, so he was trying to figure out how to live with her, date her, and still keep me, and she allowed it. It's the weirdest thing ever.
Wow, that's unbelievable. What a story. Thank you for telling us. Siobhan, we were talking about this, that Maddie in the War of the Roses this morning thought that her husband was cheating with his female boss, and it turns out that he was. Your husband actually cheated with a coworker, and what happened?
So my ex-husband now, he was a supervisor, and one of his employees he was having an affair with. And the way I found out was they sent child support papers to our house. And I opened it because basically they had a baby together. And I found he didn't tell me about it. I found out because they actually sent child support papers to my house for the baby.
Wow. So
How did you bring that to him? Did you just put the papers on the counter and not say a word?
And the crazy part about it was, I guess it was meant for me to find out because he was actually out of town.
Uh-huh.
He was out of town when the papers came to the house.
Okay.
And when it came, I'm like, I didn't have him on child support because we were married. So when I opened it and I saw this girl, the name of the baby and everything, I called him. Like, who is this person?
Yeah.
So now he has a child that is exactly 1 year younger than our youngest child, born in months.
Oh, my God.
Exactly 1 year apart.
I want to know what his response was when you said, who is this child?
He's like, I was going to tell you about it, and
oh my God,
it just was a mistake. At the time, I'm a respiratory therapist. I was in school, and I was going to school 3 days a week, 12-hour shifts, and I was working 3 days a week, 12-hour shifts. So he was feeling neglected.
Oh,
well, you were providing for him?
Right.
Yes.
You know what's unbelievable is the fact that he gets that's unbelievable too. But the fact that he gets his coworker pregnant, I wonder if people in the office knew that they were together and that would be.
They did.
Jeez, and they kept it quiet.
She told me. When I called her, when I got her name, I found her on Facebook. I messaged her and I called her, and she told me that people were telling her that he was still married, that he was married. And when she came to him and asked him about it, he was like, no, we're separated. We're getting a divorce. And once I finished school, I had to start off on a midnight shift. A lot of times in a hospital, you start off on midnight. So I was working 3 midnight shifts. And those 3 nights, he were going to her house. So she said that he honestly thought that we weren't together because he was over her house
all the time
at night too,
3 times a night.
Yeah,
working.
Oh wow, Siobhan, thank you for sharing that with us. We appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome.
War of the Roses. Helena, what's going on?
Yeah, so I just woke up and War of the Roses was playing, and I thought I slept through multiple days.
War of the Roses now Tuesdays and Thursdays, and for those that listen a little later than they normally would on a Tuesday or on a Thursday, they're going to hear it for Tuesday mornings. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
And if you missed it, we'll podcast what you just missed. If you just woke up late and you didn't even realize it, it will be up on the podcast. You go check it out.
You're listening to Mojo in the Morning.